Start my day out. Thought I'd go ahead and come on live. I was going to be in the sewing room. So why not join friends? It's like, I know I'm unscheduled, but I'm going to be sewing, so why not just sew? Hi, Mary. Yeah, it's like, it's more fun to sew with friends. It's more fun to sew with. There, got that chat off. It's like top chat, live chat. I'm going to try again with this timestamp, see if it works or not. Or if I can only have one reaction, as they call it. Now this time it did it. Hi, Beverly. Took me a little bit longer. We had to wake up the little one. You have to wake up a little one to get started. And then, of course, get all your potty breaks and whatnot in. Because it's hard stopping that part. And my kids, it's like, it's not normal for me. Turn down the volume, put it in the drawer. That way I can still see it. But I thought I'd come on and, hi Carrie. Carrie knew I was possibly coming on. I see what my battery level is. Get everything plugged in. That's the other fun thing. Get everything plugged in. But I don't know how many more blocks to do over there. It's like, so I dug out some more patterns last night. And the one I'm working on today, get the right one here. I have everything sitting in front of me. Let's see if I can spill them all over the floor. This one here takes a little bit more put together. It's called Rocky Garden. That's the block today. And it has a little bit more sewing together of, hi June, because it has these funky corner pieces. And I will turn down the camera so you can see. It's not on a design board, but here's the pieces. I chose to do a darker purple here, the lighter purple, the white with the blacks out here. And so, where's the big picture? So there's the big picture of it. And then this is with my color theme. And then when I go to pick my colors, I write on the pieces here, right here where the pieces are, I write my colors. And then where this is supposed to be, the middle square and the outside are supposed to be the same fabric. I make sure to write down what I'm using, which is that first I was doing a black center and I changed it to purple. And I write that with the friction pin. So all I have to do is press it off later. But I forgot to plug in my iron. Hi, Kim. How's your projects going, Kim? Getting them all worked on? Completed. Hi, Cheryl. See, you can join today up until bus time. But the corner unit that I says takes the most time, this unit here, is because it has, first you have to put together, it's like I should turn this around, but first you have to put the half square triangle together. Then you add on the next pieces. So I'll go ahead and get this started. And are you working on borders to your quilt? I don't know what stage she's on her quilt. If she was adding borders to it, she's making a retirement quilt. Let's see, I have 2 of the half square triangles done. I stayed in this chair for about 7 hours yesterday. I started before 10 and quit at 7. And boy, the back tells you that too. Carrie, it's like, I went to get up from my chair and it's like, I don't know if I'm going to make it to the bathroom. Oh, I just did my white on white wrong. I thought I made sure all the white on whites was correct, but it's like, oops, I missed one. Hi, Mona. I was going to get 1 block done today. I started it yesterday. I says, I can come on live today because I don't have D the rest of the day. And sometimes we have to put initials behind our names. Because I think there's 3 Marys that come in all together. And then I don't know how many just lurk. But I do know there's lurkers. And you know, that white, I should have seen it. Except for I sewed purple side up. If I would have sewn white side up, I would have seen it sooner. Believe me, it's like, if I could have had a video going at the time I was fine when I got out of the chair. I got up a couple times because I had to use the facilities. And it's like, after I sat in my recliner for, I don't even think it was 30 minutes or so, went to get up and I could not straighten up. And it just reminds me of the trip I have to take here in November. How am I going to sit 7 hours? It's like, how am I going to sit 7 hours? So I have to move some of these floating pieces here because I need to trim this to 2.5. So Terry's here already? Her company come and gone? Or is she sneaking on? Yeah. It's like I take a potty break about every 2 hours. And when I reheated the food, I just brought it in here, sat, ate it, and off I went. See, I need to switch these around. So now I need to take this unit and make it look like this unit. That's what I have to do next. But I want to show you guys step by step the best I can. So the best thing is sit it down where you need it and look at it. Line up the corners and sew that on. My daughter donated a jacket and a coat to me. A hand me up, not a hand me down. Yes, you do get to go out in all weathers. The little one I watch, I just open the door and say, hurry up. Because she doesn't like the cold either. Hi, Kenneth. But baby D is all congested. It's that time of year again. So her 2-hour nap, we tried doing the laying down thing. It didn't work. She'd cough and wake up crying. So Gigi Ma had to hold her the whole time to keep her in that upright position. Yeah, she has a pediatrician appointment today. So they're going up to that. She's home now, yes. How many guesses do we get on that moaning thing? No, it sounds terrible. But it's like, how many guesses do we get? I bet it's a 4-letter word. Starts with N, ends with A. Yes. If D would have woke up, I would have came on earlier. But she didn't wake up until 5 after, right as her mom got here. Okay. Sit this back there. Hunt for the piece I need, the puzzle piece. Make sure it's positioned correctly. Yeah, I hope it doesn't drag out like last year. That was a long thing. Now, her aunt has had it for almost 2 weeks now. You're cooking what's left of Sebastian's chicken? I bet she smells it. Is that going to be her new treats? Okay. She can have the meats. Yes, it's whining. Okay, sit this back on top the puzzle. This piece goes right there. I don't know what we call these pieces. We're taking a half square triangle. We take 2 triangles to make the half square triangle. Then we take 2 more triangles and put them on the square to come out with a triangle. You don't know yet? If you cut it down small enough, she should probably be okay, huh? Because how's her teeth? Does she have many left? Okay, I trimmed off the dog ears. I need this down just a little bit more so you can see more of the corners I'm putting things in. I have this corner, this side done. So this sits there. And the other fun thing I get to do is make flying geese. I have 2 done. Because in case Delaney was with me when I did this block, I was trying to get as many parts as I could together. So now I have to pick up this piece, lay it on here. Thank you, Kim. It's called, yeah, Rocky Garden. It's from the patchworksquare.com pattern. And that's what theirs looks like in the picture. And this is what I'm coming out with. Sometimes it's hard to picture a block in other colors. And I think this helps a lot of people. And the next block that tomorrow that I'm going to do, unless I get rambunctious today, is the Star on Star block. But there's also a one little difference you can make. And hi, Gayla. Instead of having a solid square corner, they have a 4-patch in each corner, and it's called Sunshine. So I printed that part of the pattern. I only printed the Star on Star all together. But I was trying to find more of this purple, and I had no luck. I have enough for 2. Because I thought about making the 4-patch to show you guys. But the one I'm working on right now is called, yeah, see? Rocky Garden. I was trying to stay away from stars because I have a lot of them up there. I thought I started this one on mine, but it's like, nope. Because it's like, all the blocks have stars. And then I have the next one picked out too. Forgot I had volume on that one. I had it off for a while because Dee was sleeping. You have a big piece of purple swirls? Yeah. And yesterday I also went out on my breaks from sitting in the chair, I should say. I went out and cut some fabric for the borders of these blocks and the backing. And you know what? 10 yards isn't enough. So I had to order some more yardage, which is okay. It's to complete something. It's only 22. 22's better than buying a whole new backing, I guess. There's always something. Get it before the insurance company takes the money. I guess they're not finding me anything better for insurance because they haven't called. So I guess I'm stuck paying the $2,000 plus. So I guess I might as well surrender the 1,000 and start saving up the next 2,000, because I try to ration mine out. You'll be listening? Okay. Just yodel? Well, we're not going to get there. It's like, that's yodel lady who? Yodel lady why? Yodel lady? That kind of yodel? Yodel little. Well, I used to be able to do it. Many years ago. Many years ago. Yeah, it's like over where Kathy lives, they get the first 10 black and white pages free. I said, whoa, wouldn't that be nice? Like on this one here, to print it, if you want, I had to print the page 1, 2, and this is page 1. This is page 2. And this is page 5. So I only print the pages I need. I use the 12-inch one. Oh, that'd be page 6. That one there. I only print the pages I need. 15 cents a page. I have been pretty lucky. What do I got up there? 10, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 65, 70, 75, 80, 85. I have 90 pages printed so far off this one ink. But what that ink costs, I don't know. Laura Austin sent me an ink cartridge. And that's what I've got off of this one so far. And it's like, so at 15 cents a page, I'm sure that ink cartridge was less than 50. So I'm making out good. It's like, what piece am I looking for? Yeah, Cheryl ends up drawing them out. And if I get an extra pattern, like I have the Star and Star, I have a spare 12-inch pattern. Where's Austin now? Today's his day off. If I go to the library, it's 25 cents. Oh, wow. Oh, it was low on ink, so you didn't do it. I try to limit. If I'm not going to show you on the live here, I don't print this page because the picture is on page 2. I figured that's a good enough picture, but on the live, I always print here. Hi, Susan, you're out. I always print the big one because it's easier for you guys to see. And Cheryl, if you want, I will send you that Star and Star extra I have. Any extra blocks that I printed twice? That's why I had to get them into a binder. Alphabetically, however it took. I had to get them in a binder. And so I do have a few, but I will send them to you if you want them, Cheryl. Thank you, Mona. Some of the unusual names. Okay. Yeah, because it's like trying to draw out all these blocks it's not fun. And then if she's drawing them out, and if you're drawing them out and you need to know a size, let me know, because it is a free pattern. It is a free pattern. So free patterns can be shared. I can share the measurements. I have to also share where they're from, patchworksquares.com. The link will be in the description after the video's over. You know, just like, you know, on that star and star pattern that I'm going to send her, with one simple change, a 4 patch in the corner makes it not look so much like the star and star as it does a flower. It makes it more a floral looking. But when I was skimming through, I seen that and I thought, oh, I'm printing that off to show you guys. Because there are patterns that are similar, very, 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 very similar. And it's like, it's just as simple as that. And I wrote, I don't know, I wrote down on the cutting instruction page, I put sunshine block is change color number 1 to a 4 patch, is what I wrote in the note down here. So I didn't have to print off this page if I didn't want to. But to show you guys, I printed it off. Because it's hard to describe unless I have the block cut. Better move that out of the way. I don't want to butcher just a little edge. And I know that these are all coming out 4.5. I've measured the others. Just trim the dog ears off. Turn that the correct way. Put my pieces back together. This block today is called Rocky Garden, because I know Terry's going to go in alphabetically and grab it. I was just getting my tablet going so I could go grab the link. And see, there that block is. Now I have to trim it to 4.5 because it calls for 4 7/8 and I use 5-inch. So I have to trim just a little bit off. Just a little bit, not much. But like I say, I'd rather trim a little. Find the ruler which way it goes. The one-on-one corner. I would rather trim a little. 2 1/4. My binding's all cut 2 1/4. I think 2 1/2 is a waste. But I don't machine. It's like some people say they have to do 3 inches when they machine. And I thought, that's a lot. If you do the 1/4 inch, because when I put on the 2 1/4, I sew at 3/8. So it should work. It should. Oh, this one's done. It's like, why didn't I press them both when I was there? Because mine goes over plenty. But I'm just not a machine binding person. Step 1 of it's fine. Step 2 has to be by hand. I sew at 3/8. If you sew at 1/4, you will have enough to make sure. Okay, Kathy, you're fine. Yes, her fall tablecloth is gorgeous, isn't it? I don't even know what I'm having for breakfast, let alone lunch and dinner. Dee has little pancakes. You can buy little ready-made pancakes for the kids. And that's what Dee gets for her breakfast. And when I had my Eggo waffles, she would get some Eggo waffles. And she loves the syrup, of course. It's all homemade syrup. There's no preservatives in it. But Emily approved of it, so. So, yep, that's what they are. Except for hers has little chocolate somethings in it. You can get plain and with the chocolate, like chocolate chip. Hi, Lisa Brown. Didn't miss you. Almost missed you because the chat gets going. That's Emily's alarm clock. It must be 10 till. It's like, she loved that chicken, huh? That's good. A little bit. That protein. Is that protein? It's like I used to cook the chicken for my dogs. And it was limited. And I have some freeze-dried turkey that's been cooked. And for Maya, I take out a few two little pieces. Because it's been, the turkey's been cooked and pulled apart. So it could be put back in a soup. Maybe that's what I should do. Being I have the turkey open. Is make a turkey soup. Turkey soup for one. There's a little bit of noodles, turkey. I even have the turkey broth. And Kim's asking Terry how old she is. Around 16. It's like she's the same age as our Cubby. Cubby just turned 16, I think it was. Yeah, because she was born in 2009. Mine would have been same age. One was 2009, the other one was 2010. I'm putting all my counterparts back together. Well, put this over here for now, because I got to square up one more block. I forgot to ask how Cubby's doing with the puppies. Because the puppies are probably taking over her space. Okay, now I will look, double check. Oh, good thing I double check. This piece fell apart. So all the pieces are there, trimmed. That's how I remember how old she is, because she's the same as Cubby. And Cubby is, we're pretty sure, partially blind due to cataracts. And her hearing is very, very, very selective. So we think she's partially deaf. But that poor girl, it's like she goes out and she lays. Yeah, you created a monster. I'm sorry, Terry, but she's improved so much under your loving care. She has improved so much. Have you been able to take her to see her other mama? Or are you going to avoid that part? Okay, move some pieces up so I can square this one up. And trying to get this where it's going to be pretty equal. Mine never had pumpkin, and they never had peanut butter. I didn't know it was a thing you could give the dogs, but they love carrots, apples, and they would even eat, if you didn't give them a grape, they had a fit. So they got a part grape. I tried taking off the skin. Yeah, to think back, Terry, she didn't walk at all, right? She'd go out, stand, piddle probably, and off you went. Okay, there's all the pieces back together. So it's back officially to a 9 patch. Okay, she has dementia. Yes, it is sad. Yeah, it's like I got goosebumps just thinking back to the time of Vicki Lemire. So I'm going to start assembling my 9 patch. Yes, you are the best mama. You're thinking of boots? It's like if you was a crocheter, you could crochet her some booties. It probably wouldn't take much to crochet a booty. Hey, how about just like go to the dollar store and get some infant socks? You can crochet? You can't spell it, but there you go. I almost said it just the way you typed it. Crush it. Crotch it. My husband called it crotchet. Or knitting, whichever fit the day. Yeah, because it wouldn't take much to get those little circles, those little round circles off of the chain and make her a pair of little I love you booties. I gotta make some of them booties. Uh, the booties for indoors, if you wanted to crochet them, if you take hot glue. uh, I just sit there and cut these, and I was webbing them because it's like I'm sitting there reading Terry's laughing. It's like, quit doing that, Sandra. You're just goofing up your plan. Okay. Oh. So much for webbing. Webbing is a thing of the past here. I'm just going to make 3 rows and join them together. And see, that's what happens in, like, if you do a Zoom meeting with knit quilters, you will have a mess. You'll have the giggles. Hey, Carrie's laughing. I can picture Carrie about rolling off of her bed. Because Carrie quite often is about rolling off of her bed. Yeah. It makes our day when we can crack up. I have to try to keep it under control some. Woke up her senses. Oh. Finger pressing. Means my webbing's kind of detached, went south. And then I'm one of these anymore. It used to be until these all lined up perfectly. I used to take out these points. But it's like, they're close. That's all that matters. Because once it's quilted and washed, You don't get to see everything on your quilt anymore. I used to be one of these that would take it out, take it out, take it out. It's a quilt to keep us warm. Oh, with the boss. You're going to make her. Okay. Bye, Cheryl. Enjoy that grandson. It's getting close to the age that he won't need grandma bus time. Because he is 9. They do get to it. I guess I can't say that. They're supposed to be an age that they don't need their grandma anymore, but I had to rethink that one too. It's like Douglas had a incident at work. He delivers fuel, and they have these gigantic, probably 5-inch round hard hoses. And when, yes, you do know it's coming too soon, but they're very stiff. They're like playing with the vacuum cleaner hose off the back of our thing, but they're heavy and they got fittings. Well, Douglas was trying to get them apart and it came up and smacked him right in the face. So he has a swollen nose. But it cold cocked him. And I said, I bet there was a few choice words out of that one. I remember the last time I did the face plant in the mud. And if you would have been my neighbor and outside, the only thing you would have heard was S-H-I-T. And then I looked around to see if anybody's seen it. That was the thing. But it's like I got up out of the mud, crawled over to the fence to get myself up, and nobody still was watching. Made sure everything was fine. Glasses was really bent out of shape again. And it's like, I took a selfie, sent it to my family, and I got more cuss words on the postings there. They told me I couldn't go outside anymore. But it's like, there just comes times that those dumb little things happen. But I told him to ice it to keep the swelling down. And he said it hurt some, but it's like, he said nothing major. And I said, did you turn it into your boss? He says, no. I said, you should, because you did hit your head, your face. There could be other things that come from it. So he was going to turn it in today. Just write up an incident report. It's better to cover your behinder than not. It's what you think and what happened are two different things. It's like I've given myself enough concussions. I don't need any more. I'm good all on my own. But every time I did something dumb like the fall, it's a trip. It's not a collapse of what they said, no, that isn't the kind that, they're just, stupid things I do. Finger press before I take it over to press. But yeah, I let him know I wasn't coming up today because I have a little bit of a runny nose myself from watching grandkid. And then he said, well, I had this happen to me. It's like, yeah, it was probably late Monday night that it happened. If I don't press it, then you won't see my points kind of out of whack a little. But I'm pressing it because I'm just working at getting quilts done. There. There's the whole block. And for the title, Rocky Garden, I don't get it. It's like, I don't see a... Is this where the fountain goes? And this is where we can sit around the fountain? It's like, I don't get the... We can come up with all sorts of things. Or is this the thing that turns in a water mill? I don't know. But it's called Rocky Garden. We'll take it. I think it's very pretty. Now, you want to see what next week will be? This will have to be definitely done like when I don't have D. It's like there's a lot of little points. It's called slip knot. This I'm going to make slip knot, and purple will be in the burgundy, black will be where the black is, and then of course the white background. That's one of my blocks I'm attempting. And it's got a lot of little pieces. It's like 2 by 2.5 and cut 4 rectangles out of it. Ah. But it's like, yeah, that one there, I seen it and I said, I have to do it. Hi, Jean. Oh, it brings some of the lurkers out to go, eek! Hi, Jean. I'm glad you're here. Oh, but it is. So that one will go up on the design wall. I think 1, 2, I needed 3 more blocks. No, I need 4 more blocks because I decided I wasn't putting that pineapple in there. So in case anybody doesn't know what I'm talking about, minus the cross stitch that's right there hanging in the middle. And there's the slip knot. Hi, Pam. Yeah, if anybody's brave and wants to do the slip knot, there's the link. It's like, I've been pressing on top. This one should be well pressed. This one here should be. I've been pressing on it yesterday and today. Yes. No, I'm going to move because some of them have more color than others. Because there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 that have green and pink and yellow. There are some that have other colors. So I will move them to where there's like 1 per row. And then these 2 that got colors so close, make sure it's moved away. Yeah, the Stairway to Heaven the pattern came out like 16 by 16, and I had to take the time to reduce it for the class. Yes, there is a lot of blocks up there. The one that took the most time, I would say it's a three-way tie. The pineapple block, because they don't make them in 12 and a half with the thin little pieces. Now you can get the papers that take them bigger. The stairway to heaven, that was made for a bigger block, so I had to figure out how to downsize it. And then taking the wedding ring block and making it smaller, because I did not want to see only this eyeball or football. I wanted to see the wedding ring itself. You know, I wanted to see more of how it went together. So this would be 4 blocks in a wedding ring quilt. Being Dee's not here, I can move this down. I can't have the pins down low, because if she can reach them, she can pull them off, bring pins and all down. So I have to have a child-safe room. But I'm going to do this all as the rag quilt again, like I did the last one. It gets it completed, it gets it done, and I like the rag effect too. It gives that old chenille. So I can take this pineapple off. Because it's not going on the quilt. It's just a reminder of what I did. There. There's the newest one. Yes. Did you lose any of the block when you did it that way? No, the block stays. The block stays completely the 12 and a half. Or the 12, just like you was putting it in a quilt. The border was the sashing. If it would be easy to grab off the... Hi, Patricia. Hi, Mrs. Big Glasses. Pamela. Oh, you sash. Yes, I sash. Each block gets a 1 3/4, 2-inch piece around the whole thing. And then I sandwich them. And so I put the batting and cut everything to the, I think it's 15 and a half is what I cut it at. I quilt each one with a limited amount of quilting. Last time I picked 2 diagonal each way or up and down. So there was 4 actual quilt marks. Trying to get those 12-inch down to where you got what your batting will, and I tried to get the one batting. Okay, watch that, Pamela Maltese. Kim, if you want, you have a wrench available. But it's like, it's a way of getting a quilt done. and limited a space, if you have a small area and that rag, as they call it, because it's just cotton and cotton, it works out. It's so soft, and it reminds me of the chenille bedspreads that used to be on all grandma's beds. Okay, Terry. But it's like, I know Kim's moderator on so many places, and then we haven't had one of them in a long time. So, like on this block here, she's a Smurfette, yes. Right now we got an all blue board right there. So, on these ones, what I was doing last night was trying to figure out, would this look good in the corner, or if I should put it down in this corner. I didn't get it quite over enough. And then I wanted to do the purple, but I only have two, enough for two. And I've been looking. There's one other spot I can look. Because I have these stacks. Hey, there might even be a purple in here I can use. Oh, look, there's one. It's a different purple, but it's like, do I not have any that match? Of course I don't. So who says they have to match, right? I just have to have 4 of each. So I was looking in this stack of purple to see if I had any of that one. But every purple up here, because I was thinking about just letting it match. No, I don't need it. It's like, I will make do with anything I have, Kim. Because it's like, it's 4 2.5-inch squares. But I have a whole stack of purple right here. And I just thought it would make it look more like a flower if I put purple up here. It's like, I'm sorry, Terry. That's all the 2 inchers I have. 2.5 inchers. Well, it's like there's a few more. Because I even thought about if I cut 2.5 off there, I don't even have enough to sew it back together. But it's like, I got plum. I got other purples still. I was just trying to use that one. And that Manly quilt didn't have that. Because see, I still have little ones like this made from those little things. These are from, I think, it could be Summer Moon. But it's like, I think I'll do the miscellaneous around it. It just makes it look more like a purple flower. And I could put that one back up. Go with more of the solids. Something that reads a solid. There. That's the ones I'll do. Okay. She's going over there. But I have plenty of, you like this one for the corners? I think it's enough to draw away with the black and white. My fabric gets stuck underneath something else and puts a wrinkle in it after I press the strips. Okay. Because I want to show both ways, sunshine and star on star. Okay, go now. It's like, yeah, the fun part is those blocks were made as a group, but all through YouTube. And like the brown-eyed Susan, it has the giggling memories of trying to get them assembled. And on Kathy's live, you know, you guys are trying to write in the chat, no, your other left, no, the right, no, the other one. You know, you're telling her how to flip them and where to flip them. And it's just hilarious to watch back at those. Terry's just stepping to the other side of the room, Kathy. She's supposed to be doing binding. She's supposed to be doing binding. That's what she was set out to do. Okay. My fabrics are all matching on these. The white. My whites are all matching for... Yes, Susan. It is. They're memories built in these quilts. The laughing. The, no, your other right. No, your left. No, the other one. It's like I could just picture it, you know, in the head. I can picture all of that. Her family was there, Kathy. Her family was there. They'll be back, I'm sure. They brought her over some winter jackets, being she's gonna go. Yeah, you do know where I live, and I know where you live. But I'm gonna have to buy some more white on white. Just go through and grab fat quarters or yards of, just to have more. The scrappy white is I love working with it. Every block has a little bit different. Yeah, she got some hand-me-ups today. Not hand-me-downs, hand-me-ups. She had given away her jackets, and her daughter was going to give away her jackets. And she says, no, you're bringing them to me. Okay. 1 block. 2 blocks. This ruler is the 4.5 by 8.5. It's the Creative Grid one, but it has the one triangle for the flying geese out here. And I love it for this. Laura Austin bought this. She gifted me this one, the 5.5 inch square, and the 9.5 by 12.5 one. And I love that they have like the flying geese one. I could grab this bigger one, but I like this one. Because I am not one of these that has a ruler for this and this and this and this and this. I like to have less is what I want. Minimalist. Yeah, I like that one. Because it does do the 4.5 inch blocks. You know, for squaring them up also. It works out perfect. Because the diagonal line comes right off at 4.5. The first, when you get it, it's adjusting to the black numbers are in the halves, and if you want the whole numbers, you just flip it over. And there is a one by one down in the bottom corner. It took a little bit of getting used to, but that's all I put up my other ones. They're in my travel case. That way, if I need to grab a bag and go, I have everything. And I have the long roller that, the yellow. The long roller that folds in half. Because I always want to take a long ruler, but everything gets in the way. So I bought one of the folding ones. It was on a 30% off sale. So I had to have it. You got the bigger ones. Okay, there's those 4. I guess I better pick off the purple, huh? Okay, if I'm making all the same block, if I stack them up, one, two, three, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I should be able to stack them and come out with what I need. It's like, I don't want all the rulers. I can make do with these 3 that are hanging, and then I have some long skinny ones for when I need to draw the corner across the bigger blocks. It's like sometimes I need a longer one. but I don't want that little 1-inch thing either. I would think that would be so fragile and I'd snap it. I'm chain piecing these together. I'm gonna have a little webs coming up. It's like, you know, I have the expensive cutting board from that new place. It's out in the kitchen. And, you know, they're expensive, but it had a factory error when I bought it. I was cutting on my, I think my third cut. And I cut my finger. And there was a piece of, between the layers, there was a thin piece of metal that came up and just gouged my finger. They replaced it. Yes. I have the 60-degree creative grid because I used to follow I made her champagne and pearls. 60-degree. I have Krista Moser. I haven't. She autographed my pattern. I took a class with Krista Moser. It was her trunk show and a class. She even cut some of the fabric that's in my quilt. But I can't do those big jagged edge open spaces. I want my quilt. I don't want jagged edges. So I filled in all my points. Because they was good sized points. I laid it on the bed for a long time. I had a twin size bed I could lay it on. And I just said, I have to fill them. I have to fill them. But she makes a lot of 60 degrees is her thing. And the ruler has got her name on some of them now. The one I have does not have Krista Moser on it. But I had to buy it for the class, and it didn't come in until the class was over. So I had blue painter tape marking my regular ruler so I could make it. And she was amazed how I could improvise. Because she says, if I would have known, I would have brought my ruler. Because she goes, I never thought about everybody not having a 60-degree ruler. So I took every ruler I own. And I bought one, I forget what for. Haven't used it for that, whatever I bought it for. One more. All these little yeah. Well, at the trunk show class, I says, is there any way, because I cut all the purples out in the thin strips that she wanted. I says, is there any way that I can use a wider strip? So she went over, sat down, did the math. come back, and she cut all my strips. So it looks like she says, it looks like it was a very well planned, it was planned quilt. It wasn't something, it made the purple be the dominant star in the quilt. Guess I'll have to dig that out someday. And she says, thanks for the idea, and she was going to go back and use it. Because not everybody wants thin, small strips. But it's like she just went over, she pressed the fabric and cut the strips and brought them back over, and we got along really good. It was like, because I was kind of sitting by myself. I wanted the whole table to myself. I didn't want to share a table, so I kind of sat off over on by myself. And she's just a short little thing. I'm sitting the blocks in the corners, minus the one that's still on the machine. And it's on a design board, so I can hold it up. Now, this is how you get what they call sunshine. And it makes the purple look more like it's a flower. It's like, I got more time if I can continue on this block. So now I just have to take and make, I don't know what these are called. I got to make 2 triangles into a bigger triangle. Yeah, just that simplicity of that 4 patch in the corner changed the whole look. It's just a very simple change. Hi, Araceli. You love the block? Get all 4 of these. Because 2 triangles make 1 triangle, and then that triangle goes to another triangle and makes a square. It's been a while since you've been able to attend. I'm glad you came back. We just hit the right time zone. And then I just came on today as a last minute pop on. My house is too quiet without the little one. Okay, finger press the black. Now I'm going to sew this, now the big triangle, onto the other triangle that's about the same size. So I might have to find another block for Tuesday. Because it's like, do I really want to do that slip knot with the little one? It's like, I keep thinking, do I want to do the slip knot? But if I do components, like I did today, that would help a lot if I do components. So I'll just stick with it. I'll start picking out my purple and my black and my white. And what have you been up to in the long journeys? I know Carrie's working on binding. She should be overcutting it. Kathy's on break till tomorrow at 10. Yeah, because today's almost was going to say, no, she's not on because it's Friday. But it's like, I'm on an extra day. And Gladys isn't going to be on, so I can just keep sewing away, right? You're crocheting and trying to finish your table runner. Okay. I finished my counter cross stitch picture. It's like I am giving it away, but I will wait till after all the Christmas rush and whatnot. But the counter cross stitch picture is on the design wall right there. It's like, don't put off for 20 years, and don't leave it on the hoop for 20 years, I should say. Because I don't know what the hoop, yeah, there's, thank you. It's like, wow. It's a very fancy outhouse. And I didn't notice until the other day. It has what I call the bar door, the bar room door. It doesn't go clear down. The door is open top and bottom. So I guess you don't have to knock on the door. You can just look and see if there's feet in there. So you can do peekaboo in this outhouse. Look and see if there's feet. But I love what they said was red, was not red. So I changed the flower color to actual red. Okay, now I have to press these. Because these all have to be squared up to 4.5. And still saying hellos to everybody, which is great. It's like a lot of people go, I like how you guys all get on and chat with each other. Well, we all pretty much run in a lot of the same groups. So we see each other on others. Keep forgetting to take. They're all 12-inch. They're 12.5 unfinished. They're 12-inch finished. There is going to be 30 of them up there. It's like this one here makes 28. I have 2 more blocks to go. And my block for next Tuesday, the block for Thursday will be Slipknot. And black will be black, and the burgundy will be purple, and the cream in the back will be white. And then it's going to be done as a rag quilt to boot. Well, I made the other one, I forget what it came out to, because I added 1.5 inches, so that makes them 12, 13.5, I think is what it is. So 13.5 times 5, or yeah, 5. And then I added a border all the way around it. But I'm doing them as a rag quilt. That way it's done. It's quilted, it's done. It's like, no, I'm trying to get rid of all these UFOs that are hanging around. So it will be bigger than 5 foot by 6 foot because of all the sashings and whatnot. My calculator brain isn't working the best right now because it's like 3 inches on each block. So if I put it that way, 15 times 5. Where's my brain, my calculator? $75. It'll be at least 80 wide. And 96 long. So it'd be 80 plus 96 about when it's done. So if you want it for a queen size, yeah, almost a queen. But you could put more borders on it. You can put more borders on it. It's like, mine right now, it's like, I used up all my spare batting. Using up my spare batting. I still have more batting. Because you can use up all your extras. Because the simple fact is you just need a 15-inch square. Or 15.5-inch square. And then after I got them all together, and I started joining them, then I went back and I removed that batting to the stitch line, so when it ragged, it was softer. I don't like ragging with the batting out there. And then if you rag using a flannel instead of batting, then you can leave that. But I would think the flannel shrinkage rate is different than the cotton shrinkage rate. And I could just see an all wonky quilt. Because flannel has a higher shrinking rate. Unless you get that expensive flannel, which I did, and it shrank nothing. I says it shrank actually less than the cotton did. But it's like that, the one quilt I just made, he wanted it for a queen size bed, so I was trying to get it to be 96 by 96, because that's a nice hangover drape and all. So I made it 99 by 99. And because after the quilting, after the washing, I wanted 96 by 96. So I allowed 3 inches for shrinkage. I was pretty close. I think we're 95.5. So I didn't do too bad. But it all depends on the materials too. That's the other thing, the materials. And the red quilt was already, it's like washed. But I was going with what I had because I only had 25 blocks from the YouTube follow-alongs where we teach the blocks as we go, because these are all free patterns. the sizing fabric breaks my hands. Except you launder everything but the pre-cuts. Yeah, and everybody does different. It doesn't matter how many years we've been quilting, because we will all be a little bit different. But the flannel, you know, I was goofing off, and it's like, I had a Joann Fabric one, and then I had a Quilt Shop flannel, and then I had that other flannel. And it's like that expensive, thicker. You'd almost think it was wool. And when I was goofing off washing them, and the measurement shrinkage, it had little to none. But you know, I had two different Joann ones, two different Quilt Shop ones, and it didn't matter that Joann's didn't even shrink the same. There was not the same shrinkage in anything. I wished I would have kept, well, I probably kept the paper, but I just don't know where. So now I have a 9 patch. And see, you can either have that block or you can have the solid block. I have that fabric, you know, it's not wasted. It will work in another corner. But I decided when I seen sunshine, I'd rather do sunshine. It was more cheerful. Or you can have it, it's like go back to take these off. The Star on Star, the first time I got the pattern of that, it was a 9-inch block, and it was in a shop hop. And it was part of the design. So you can either go the Star on Star, because there's 2 friendship stars basically on top of each other. Or you just add a 4 patch and change out to the 4 patch in the corner, and you come in out with sunshine. It's in patchworksquare.com. It's not far from Star on Star. I just had to flip another page, but I'm going to do with the purples. So now I have my 9 patch that, let's see if I pick up the scissors and clip them or drag them across the thread cutter on the sewing machine like I did last time. When you square up these blocks, they all square to 4.5 by 4.5. Oh, it's a good thing I looked at that. I had the wrong side up. You like the Star and the Star better? Yeah. Well, I'm trying to avoid stars, Jean. I like it because I printed it. I'm going to do another one with stars. It's like, you know, people keep wanting, what happened to block flops? It's like, maybe we'll get back to doing a, but this whole quilt is this black and white purple thing. See, I like this. I was totally happy with the Star. And then I seen that other version. And I thought, you know, this is I always call this a teaching. Yeah. And Susan is saying that she has a laundromat. It's like, I have been starching, not drenching, lightly starching my fabrics. And they do come out a little bit crisper cuts. And as long as you don't do too much, there's less fraying. There is less fraying. So make sure to keep that white to the outside. So I have what I'm going to do tonight, after I take a break from sitting in the chair, I will come back and I will cut out for the slip knot. Well, Kim has, I think, you got laundry in your apartment, or do you have to go out to paying for it? It's like $8 to wash and dry a load of clothes here now. $2 to wash and $1.70. Oh, we're paying $8. We're paying $8 to wash and dry a load of clothes. My grandson brings his down here now. He says, I'm going to Grandma's laundromat. So I always double check to make sure I didn't do anything wrong. It all looks good. Yeah, it's like his isn't an apartment, but it is a RV park hotel. And then yeah, Kathy has her washer and dryer in her apartment. $3.50 wash and $3 to dry. Yeah, and if you don't get it dry in that $3, you take it back and you hang it up in your apartment, huh? When I had to do the laundromat thing when my bathroom was being redone, I come back with clothes to sit around because their dryer wasn't working very well. So my clothes would come back and I'd have them sitting everywhere. Because if one thing doesn't get dry, they don't get dry. So I made sure to separate anything that was heavy, towels, jeans, whatever. They was in one dryer load. Because I wasn't going to sit socks and underwear out around to dry. Even though I'm by myself. But I wasn't by myself because I had that guy here remodeling. That was so weird to be going to a laundromat. They put new dryers in after I was done over there. I said, of course. You're going to have something that dries. But then they ended up shutting down the laundromat for a few days. Because they was getting complete new. And of course, they didn't fit. They had to have new venting, updated, inspected. So there was no laundry for even the hotel. I always thought they had their own washer and dryers, but no, they used the same ones that the public used at this motel. It's not a big corporation one. It's a mom and pop one, as I call them, mom and pop. A lot of people won't stay in the mom and pops here because the train wakes them. And I don't know what the new price is. And then they also went with, you have to have a debit card or a prepay card. You have to tap and pay. It's like, really? You have to tap and pay. No coins anymore. The first apartment I lived in that had washer and dryers wasn't coin. It's just, it was in a room. If you had a key, you could go in and wash. It was just washer and dryer. It just, they asked if we would not spend a whole day using the washer, share it. And if I remember right, there was 12 apartments. There was 12 apartments. It was 6 little duplexes. And all of us was military at the time. And so we all just had a scheduled day that we went and did our laundry. You know, one would pick her time zone and another would pick theirs and so on. And it worked out really well. You know, it's always nice when you can work it out with the others. And then because they was in their own building, because they said it's like the apartment up here, there was no washing after 10 because they didn't want the vibrating of the washer and dryer waking people up. And so we didn't have to worry about that because it was in a separate little, I thought it was where the lawnmower was stored, but that's where the washer and dryer was. And while my clothes was washing, it had the old push reel lawnmower. Even though I was 7 months pregnant, I went out and I pushed the lawn. I mowed the lawn while the washer was running. They thanked me. They said I didn't have to do that, but there. That is so pretty. You have the portable washer and dryer. You hang everything. Yeah. Binding is cut. I'm thinking of rounding the corners of the quilt. Thoughts? I agree with Kim. Hi, Lori. Is it because it's got purple in it that you love it? But I was just grabbing fabric when we was doing those different classes, teaching on Kathy's. And so I started making them in with black and white. And I thought, I'll just add them all. Of course. $10 a load. Yeah. It makes a difference. But you know, really and truthfully, my utility company, they brought out this one thing for a few months. They said, you want to know how much power you've used? Because we can go on, if I want, go in there and I can get my monthly bill. Well, 1 month I got the bill and it was told me that let's say it was $43 because that's about what my electricity is. And my gas was like $12 because they charge $9 just to read the meter. And then the next month it came in. Austin had come down and washed like 8 loads of clothes. And it raised my bill like $20. And Austin says, I'll pay you the $20, Grandma. It's better than $8 a load. Well, everybody knows this one. It's called Sunshine. And it has its sister block that's star on star. We can put our machines in the basement, but I'm not carrying laundry up and down. Yeah. You don't, it's like, I used to do when I had the 3 kids, little, in the diapers, it's like, went to the laundromat. And if I didn't have a full laundromat for going that once a week stuff, I'd have to be there forever. Because I had 10 dozen cloth diapers. And they had to be washed at least twice. I washed them and then I put the vinegar in and did the next wash. But yeah, I'm really pleased with this one. I'm really pleased with this one. It's like scrappy but big. Lori likes 6.5 inches. And not all these blocks come in that size. Because I was looking, because I needed more centers for my red, white, and blue one. And they all have to be 6.5 because they're going inside of a star. They're going to be the centers to stars. Is my one. Because the shop hop that we attended only did 6.5 inch blocks as the freebies. Yeah. Yeah. See, we know that Lori she doesn't like borders. And all she had left to do on her quilt was borders. And I just kind of, yeah, And it's like, she got her borders on. But it's like, another one. Now later tonight, I'll figure out all the fabric cuts for slip knots. And have that work on doing some start sews. So I don't have all these little pieces around for D. Because we have some of these irregular block sews. Because we have to make a lot of little half square triangles. There's 2 little half square triangles right there. And then we got the corner that we have to do something else. It's like, this is all the steps. We have to do so many half square triangles, so many flying geese units, and then start joining them. My laundry room and work office are both in the basement. I stand at the top of the steps and just throw the clothes downstairs. I have then 8. Have my son carry up when clean. Okay. It's like, I'm not Miss Kathy, I'm Sandra, but that's patchworksquares.com. That is the name of the site. Patchworksquares.com. Because Kathy probably doesn't remember but I try to stick with one site. That way I know where they're at and that it's easier. And then they're alphabetical. You're fine. But it's like, Carrie put up a link, but they're alphabetical. Not all of them are 12-inch. If you want just 12-inch blocks, you put in the size by size, and it'll bring all 12-inch. If you want all 6-inch ones, then put in 6. And then when they're done, they'll be 6.5. 12s are 12.5. 16 or 16.5, so on and so forth. They don't add in their writing. They put them at the finished size. Yes, it is a nice site. And if I only want the one size, then I pick the pages I want. But like I said, you guys don't have to print this page 1, because on the block, the instructions, it's right there again. So you'll know what it looks like. So I could, if I wanted to save paper, I could print the cutting instructions and their picture sewing instructions. I could put them back to back. But I'm not good at remembering to do that. And sometimes, because I write all over, like I write in the square with pencil or iron off stuff, I write what color I'm using instead of their colors. It's like, I'll write white there just so I know it's white. And this one's all going to be black, and this one's going to be purple. Just like on the Star on Star block, because just changing the corners to the 4-patch makes what they call the sunshine block. I didn't technically have to print this out, but I did for you guys. That way you could see the block. And if I put the two side by side, I didn't bring anything in for drinking purpose. See, you put them side by side. It's the same block with a change. And they look so different. But it's like, and then I just paper punch them. Yeah, I have dry throat. I don't even have anything. Because I think my granddaughter, Alani, stole my gum even. I used to have a pack of gum here. Oh, I got a cough drop. I get dry throat. I had to hide the cough drops. She found out they taste like candy. But I have 2 notebooks, and I have the index tabs, you know, the A through Z. And so all of these are in the book. And like I write with pencil up in the corner what day I made them. That way I don't repeat it really fast. Yeah, I had all sorts of those packs of gum in the plastic container. And she's taken all of them. I bought the little gumball machine with 18 gumballs in it, I think it had. She ate all 18 gumballs. All of them. And I says, where's the gum? Did you put it in the garbage? No, I swallowed it, Gigi. Ma. And I says, you what? She says, yeah, I swallowed it. I says, well, later if you fart, you're gonna blow bubbles out your behind. And she says, oh. And ever since I told her that, she spits the gum in the garbage now. So when her and her brother are here, I put 2 gumballs in that gumball machine because he is just as bad as she is. But at least she quit eating all of them. Now she'll eat the whole stick of gum. He gets half a stick of gum because he's never happy with one of anything. That's a good one. I should have told her that one. Oh my. You're going to get me laughing again. You didn't get to see my eyes water last time. But I should tell her that. But, you know, I have to tell her on delay. You're not too much today. We have to have some happiness in our life. They say it's healthy to laugh. But it's like, I hope I entertained you guys long enough. I didn't have plans on going this long, but it worked. I have nothing else to do. It's too cold to go out and do my hose. Jelly beans in your gumball machine. It's just a little one I bought at the grocery store, but hi, Granny B. Yeah, but Granny B, first time for that name that I know of. Are you a quilter? We always ask dumb little questions. It's none of our business, but we just want to know. Or we, I, us. We all like to know if we're all quilting nuts. Because we are. We're a group that pretty much sticks together. Because Quilting in the Country has her YouTube site. Terry puts out YouTube. Kim should, but she's a professional wrench holder. And when she doesn't have a wrench, but she still says hi to everybody. Because I think a lot of us that hold the wrench, I know I do. I greet. I'm what I call the Walmart greeter. That's what I call myself. If I'm a moderator. But welcome. And I know Kim's been quilting a long time. My first quilt I ever made was in 1972. And I only quilted when I needed a quilt to fit a certain size bed. My imagination is it hangs over the mattress. I'm not making bedspreads. I'm making quilts that might be the size of a bedspread. Because I want to, when I roll over, I still want my behinder covered. We needed Randy on here today. You're Tea Angel mostly? I'm a new quilter. I love watching other people sew. Well, it's like this block today, well, there's 2 blocks today, are off patchworksquares.com. And they're, I think, beginner friendly. Yeah, we're always learning new things. And it's, I think, not only, and it's her therapy, it is therapy on both mind and hands, back, feet, because we get to laughing. We come up with some of the good things. But it's like, I'm making a sampler quilt. I don't know how long you've been lurking. Minus the cross stitch. There's going to be 30 different black, white, and purple blocks. I have to look to see where the other new one is. This is the other one I did today. And I'll be back on tomorrow. I filled it in today for another gal. Well, she'd just been coming on 20 minutes ago or so. But I didn't have a granddaughter today. I babysit my great-granddaughter. She's adorable. She loves coming on at the beginning and the end. And she's a nut. She is a nut. But it's just one of those things. And Kim has the book, 101 Blocks and Templates for $6.9. It's like, I should have probably bought a book. But it's like, we just don't know what the mood's going to strike. Granny B, because of the rag quilt that I'm doing, each one of these blocks and every one of these blocks is going to have a 2-inch sashing. So I call it borders. So I'm making 30 mini quilts. And I'm hoping to start that next week. And these are all going to be bordered with purple. And they'll be, you just never talk. But just come in and say hi, Granny B. That way we know you're there. And if you have any questions, I have 30 blocks to explain it to you on. And then normally on a rag quilt, you just do a quick X through a 9-inch block, 10-inch block, whatever size block. Don't use a charm pack. You'll be there forever. Because you got to remember, on a rag quilt, you're sewing around each one, and each one gets smaller. No, Quilt As You Go is a whole different technique, Arceli. Quilt As You Go, there's a small one running around here somewhere. We'll do that next year. How about that? We'll work out, and it will just be a small one. Because Quilt As You Go, you have to take your blocks, 2 blocks, and they're quilted, but you have to make sure to leave a 1/2 inch open. Because you put block against block unless you're using a sashing. But it's like, it's quite similar, but it's different. The rag quilt gives that roughly, and I wish it was here, but it isn't. I have 2 of them that I made this year, just this year, using up stuff I had. Because I made a 10-inch square. I call it the triple rag. Because it's a 10-inch square with a 7-inch square. And from the 10-inch square on the back side, you bring out your other block you need. It's like, okay. But it's just, you know, the technique that you use. Because it's like that one only took a 10-inch square and a 7-inch square. Where these are all piece blocks that I was going to put the sashing between them and then send it out to the long armor. I don't have to send it out to the long armor if I do the rag. And the rag quilt is like, I think it's only on might be on my phone. I don't remember. It just gives you that chenille look. I call it what grandmas used to put on the beds all the time. But I only have 1,000,000 quilts. And it's like there. Here's the quilt when it was completely done. Here, I'll put it over that one so it's not so distracting. And I did the green, and then I bordered it in purple. But that's the other one I did. It started reflecting. As soon as I seen it reflecting, I said, done. It's telling me new selections and snaps. And it's just now telling me that the rec is opened back up. But yeah, but it's getting it done. And with your batting, you have a certain amount of space you have to have. If you read your batting, the quilting space, most of them now say 2.5 inches apart. So that you have to prefigure in your head what you want to quilt and how to quilt. Yes, it's easier than quilting a larger quilt. Hi, Cheryl. We're still here. We're visiting with Granny B that joined us. Yeah, so you didn't oh, you missed the new block. There's the block done. And it's like some have come out of the watching and speaking now. So I got 2 blocks done today. And that's a good thing. That means I just have one more to pick, and that one I'm going to do tomorrow. But we're talking about the rag quilting. That way we can get her done without putting them in this little space in this sewing machine. I have a small long arm, but I have to do it in sections. And there's a video on that out there somewhere. And then there's a video also of how if you make a small quilt, I did the quilt as you go, add a border. It's like, I'm a sweet enabler. I'm sorry. Terry says that about me all the time. Will you quit? Will you quit? Oh, it's like, there's no reason not to be nice, Granny B. There is absolutely no reason not to be nice. You have to put up with, now if Randy was here when Terry got me laughing and whatnot, he would have been right there adding to it. Because over on Cheryl's, because I'm 70 and he's, just a young puck. Hi, Denise. Oh, Terry. It's like we're clear across. The other day I looked. Lori, we are 2,007 miles apart off of I-90. We're both off of I-90. 2,007 miles apart. We can just hop, skip, and a jump and head off on the road. We'll meet in the middle. It's not on your list. Well, my double wedding ring is down there in the tote. Down there in the tote. Because it is one of the Judy Niemeyer ones. It's not a day trip. Nope. It's not a day trip. But when I was looking at your area. I go, oh, we're both. She's on the south side of I-90. I'm on the north side of I-90. But I'm closer to I-90 than she is. But we're just, we share the road. But we have a Highway 20. That's on the back side of me. I-90's on the front side of me here. But we also have a state 20, Route 20. I think every state probably does. Because there's something about evens run east and west, and odd numbers are north and south. Yeah, I didn't look up Terry's, how far we are apart, but Cary is actually closer, but up into Canada. And we need to go to Canada and sell quilting classes. We could be rich. That one class Cary took, just the teacher and the paperwork being handed to her, which was, I think, 4 sheets of paper, 5 sheets, $465 per person for that class that Cary took. I think you would remember me, Sandra. I bought that one. Oh, you bought. Okay, you're that Texas Angel. She got upset, and she's here in the chat somewhere. She got upset because she can't. She needs one-on-one in person. That's what would help her. She misses the seams. That's the part that got her more upset. But again, hi, Jennifer. But the other thing is stick with the simple. So we'll remember, Granny B is Texas Angel. And I thank you for buying her the machine. She still uses it. She is working on just sewing squares together again, but not out in public. Okay. But I thank you for buying her that, because we all need some help now and then. Poor Jennifer, I sent her a bunch of my unwanted fabric. It's like, I have sent my unwanted fabric to Vicki Lemire, the Vicki that was down, McFarland, that was in Texas. I've sent my fabric to Cary, and now I sent it to Jennifer. And you're welcome, Jennifer. It's like, the experience of sending it to Canada was, I didn't know we had to know what the quantity was. And I said, really? You need to know how many pieces of fabric are in that box? Really? They said, can you just guesstimate? I said, okay, 1,000. She goes, you got that much material in there? I says, I don't know, you told me to guess. I wasn't going to sit there and count them. And because when I sent the other package to Canada, I was supposed to describe what I sent. Well, I sent one piece of my purple poo necklace up there. I didn't say it was a purple piece of poo like this. I told him it was a key ring. But yeah, when I had this out the other day, I hid it, Terry. It's not hanging up where she can see it. She kept putting it in her mouth, and Terry would say, "Get it out of her mouth." You do one project at a time. Well, I have, okay, I understand that one, Granny B. No, not the poo. But it's like, now Jennifer knows what I'm talking about when I say salesman samples. She definitely knows what that is now. The Hanky Butterfly is finished by Lynn Lockhart Quilting. And the colors all go together. I got multiples of them. And they work great in making quilts. You just have to adapt them to fit. And they make wonderful scrappy quilts. All you have to have is your background color, whether it be white, off-white, black, blue. I don't recommend purple for anything that she received. I recommend white and off-white. Off-white is the better one if you're going for manly. But it's like, it's great that you can do so much. They wanted to give you those in carpet. Now, I took the carpet samples in one of our rental houses. They just had the old hardwood floor. I actually tacked them down and put them in the kids' bedroom because it made their bedroom warmer. It was all those carpet samples tacked to the floor. And when we went to move out, because I had tacked, several tacks, I stapled them with the long staples. And I says, I'll remove them and then I'll sand it and repaint it, or I'll repaint it to fill the holes because it was just painted white. He says, no, you're not. You're going to leave them there. I love it. He says, I've always liked carpet on the bedroom floor because it keeps them warmer. So he left all those samples. They're out, smaller squares. Yeah. Back in the day, they did those big ones. Yes, Cheryl, you're the odd duck. But my UFO list is getting smaller and smaller. It's not right here. I don't know what I did with it. But I was going to add the cross stitches done in the UFO. I was going to write it in the top of the page. So, see, there's the book. Walked off again. Because normally it's sitting right up here. So, what did I do with it? But I'm getting ready to... It's like I only had 25 of these blocks. And then when I made that other one, it was like... I could do this, but I don't want to make another 25 by block, 5 by 5. I want it longer. They're all for me. So if the power goes out, I'll be the one buried under all the quilts. Yeah, it would cut down the sound. I heard of someone putting it on their ceiling for the sound. 30 blocks altogether for this one. And it will make it about 80 by 96. It'll make it 82 by 96, I think is what I calculated up. It depends what I have to add as the borders. And like I said, 10 yards of fabric wasn't enough. I had to order some. It's like 8 yards is doing the sashing and the backs. Some of the sashing in the back. I don't have anything for borders at all. And I need that both front and back. And I just cut them if I have enough to cut the strips I need. I use the border calculator and then I add how many cuts I'm going to go. So if I have to add more, because it's on the front and the back, so that purple is going to stand out. You want to do a duster? Oh, on Terry. I thought about the quilt coat with my first actual piece quilt that I still have from 1990. It's the log cabin quilt one. Because I've seen so many people going out buying quilts at the Goodwill and this and this. But that one gal, hers is very simple. And she left the collar off. And I really like that she left the collar off because it just, you know, the binding just goes around the neck down the front. But and she put huge pockets. Are we going to have to get together and make coats? But I liked hers because it was a very simple. The two front pieces, the back piece, the pockets, and done. There was no extra pieces because she left the collar off. It had in the pattern collar and hood. And it went quite a ways down. Did you see that one? Very bright and colorful. But I like how you have the pattern Justin Salam. It's like, but I like the one that she did. And then you go back and you put your binding over your seams. But I think I would take the time to turn that over and tack it down, top stitch it. That way it was always reinforced. It's very busy. Heck, it's like the gal that I watched. Mona got me lost on hers. And it's like, but I like that other gal's better because I don't wear the bomber style jacket. I want mine to cover my bum. I don't want no cold air draft going up my backside. So I like mine long. And you can customize them that way. But she just had a big old quilt top made and just laid the pattern on there. And I think that Queen King purple log cabin would probably work very well for that. And then I could bring it because one of the fabrics likes to wear. And if I have to put a patch on it, it'll be a purple heart. But it's like, this would have too much white for me. And my log cabin has very little white. I tried not using a lot of white. Compared to this, this has got a lot of white. We'll have to do that. We'll have to challenge each other next year. No time this year. This year's about shot. The pattern is New Look. I have a blue dot in my way. I see a 6. And maybe a 5. Oh, look over here. 6, 5, 8, 5. Okay. Thank you. That dang blue, even though I've taken out that program, it left me the blue dot. Why did I get custody of the blue dot? But we better call it a night. It was a Western style, and I actually had Levi Denim to make it, but he passed before I could make it. I finally just donated the pattern. Denim will go in a quilt. That works fine. The link's too long on Amazon? Okay. Oh, I guess I should write down a number. New Look 6585 coat. But I saved that gal's link. Oops, maybe it'll work, huh? It worked this time, huh? That's a nice long one. You can make it any length you want. Okay, bye, Cheryl. It's like, but I do have to go. In 2 senses of the word. But see you guys all tomorrow at noon Pacific time. So 1, 2, and 3 for the rest of you. We'll go by that. We'll see you tomorrow, guys. Bye. Terry, you had to catch me before I got off the screen. Bye. Can't even hit the button.